Russell Westbrook was at it again Tuesday night, knocking his 15th triple-double of the season. There are several big-name free agent outfielders still out there on the market.
Let's talk about how distance factors into course design and how designers and architects make their playgrounds challenging.
Welcome into the SEC Live post-game recap presented by Microsoft.
The Red Jackets are only brought out on special occasions, and they're kept in the Cardinals front office.
Welcome back into Signing Day Live presented by American Family Insurance. We've got a big Florida State update. They are now the #1 recruiting class in the country.
Thermoses of chicken broth, if you can imagine chugging chicken broth at halftime to warm yourself up.
So even though the old saying dry for show, puck for dough still holds true, distance has truly become king.
We're going to break down Steve Spurrier retiring, Will Greer suspension, and Laramie Tunsil coming back. On this day in sports history, Nate Archibald became the first player to lead the league in scoring and assists back in 1973 for the Kansas City Kings. Oklahoma's Buddy Hield continued to be the talk of the tourney this weekend. You can get Chris Young's new album, I'm Coming Over, which comes out on November 13th. For the 5th time in 7 seasons, the Cleveland Browns have a new head coach.
Coach Allen, you guys have relied on the running game all season, but things are working in the air today. How does that feel for you as a coach to have that clicking?
Hey Cardinals fans, you ever wonder what it's like behind the scenes in the Cardinals clubhouse? Well, I'm here with Ernie Moore, the assistant equipment manager, and he's going to give us a little tour. So let's come along. Happy Halloween and welcome into our SEC Live post-game recap presented by Microsoft. I'm Teryn Schaefer here with birthday boy Matthew Coca and our very own Nick Costos from Sportsline. The final score in Jacksonville, Florida wins this one 27-3. So let's check out those highlights. We have quarterback Treon Harris going up against Peyton Bauta for Georgia, making his debut, but things don't go so well for him today.
Yeah, a harbinger of things to come for Bauta. Terrible game for him in his debut, an interception there by Blazevich.
And special teams making things interesting here. Nick Washington falling on it for the touchdown, and they miss the extra point is blocked.
The story of the game for Georgia, couldn't get out of its own way.
No, they couldn't. And here, 4th and 1, Florida defense coming up again.
They played big in this game, really gave Florida a chance to run away with it.
And here, look at this beautiful pass by Harris to Antonio Callaway.
Yeah, Callaway is the best offensive weapon that Florida has had since Percy Harvin.
Yeah, those were some rotten bananas for Georgia you just saw in the crowd.
Florida's defense at it again. Bauta, it's bad for him.
Yeah, Vernon Hargraves III is one of the best cornerbacks in the country, and there he is setting his team up again for a big score.
Yeah, Kelvin Taylor, he puts the Florida Gators up 20-0 at half.
Yeah, not a good first half if you're the Georgia Bulldogs. They don't have the firepower to play from behind.
They don't, and they're trying anything and everything in this game, including this fake punt with Bryce Ramsey in as their quarterback, and that doesn't work either.
Yeah, a desperate call from a desperate coach in Mark Dricht. It didn't work. More story of the game for Georgia.
And that shark, I can't get enough of that
Yeah,
shark.
sources confirm that may be the shark from Katy Perry's Super Bowl performance.
Georgia, they finally drive down the field, but once again, Florida's defense.
Yeah, 5 turnovers for Peyton Bauta, and this is why you do not start your third-string quarterback.
Kelvin Taylor, he had a great game today. This is his 2nd touchdown, and he seals the deal.
Yeah, like father, like son, like his dad Fred, getting it done for the Gators, Kelvin Taylor.
We are now joined by our very own Gary Danielson, who just called the game in Jacksonville. Gary, Teryn here. Florida, we can now all agree that they really control their own destiny here in the East. But do they have a lot of work left to do to wrap up this title? Thank you very much for joining us on Halloween. Make sure and check back in with us next week. We have a doubleheader here on CBS. First at 3:30, it's Arkansas going to Ole Miss. And then in prime time, we have Alabama and LSU. In the meantime, Matt and I will see you on SEC Today, and you can catch Nick on Sportsline.
Welcome into the site of the PGA Tour's Valspar Championship and one of the most pristine resorts and golf destinations in the world. I'm Teryn Schaefer here with CBS Sports at the world-renowned Innisbrook Resort in Palm Harbor, Florida. Come on, admit it. Deep down, all of us want to smash the ball off the tee as far as we possibly can. Big hitters have taken over the game. From Bubba's pink driver to Dustin Johnson's athletic swing, the Long Drive Kings have established their spot atop the leaderboards on the PGA Tour. And it's all in the numbers. 3 of the top 5 guys in the 2015 official world golf rankings were in the top 5 in driving distance last year. The 2 not in the top 5, Jordan Spieth and Ricky Fowler, were no slouches off the tee either. So out here on the 19th longest course on the PGA Tour this year, out of all 50 sites, let's take you beyond the course with Microsoft. A lot has changed since the days that Palmer and Jack armed themselves with their persimmon wood weapons like technology, Tiger, and the yearning for distance. Today, the average PGA Tour pro hits at about 280 yards off the tee. But how does that stack up to the driving elite? The top 5 in the world off the tee last year, Johnson, Watson, Jason Day, Adam Scott, and J.B. Holmes all finished in the top 20 in the official world golf rankings. We also need to include big hitter Rory McIlroy in there too. Even though his injury prevented him from notching the same number of drives, he ranked 3rd in driving distance in 2014. All their drivers averaged more than 300 yards and helped them consistently finish in the top 10 more often than not in 2015. In fact, 1 through 3's DJ, Bubba, and Day finished in the top 10 in over half their PGA events last year. What is the big difference between then and now? Are they more athletic today? Probably, but the average height of these guys is just under 6 foot, with only Johnson and Watson towering over that mark. More emphasis on fitness doesn't hurt, but as you may guess, it's the ever-advancing golf technology that keeps even our drives as amateurs reaching new lengths. But it's not just in the sticks. The sport's most important advancement of our time is the golf ball. Yep, it all comes down to the little white ball. Its revolutionary multi-component design rolled out in the early 2000s, better known as Titleist Pro V1, allowing us all to enjoy the benefits in this new age in golf ball advancements, no matter what we're hitting. So as the technology advances and the purses increase, those with a lethal driver in their bag are finding more income in their bank accounts. So even though the old saying, drive for show, putt for dough, still holds true, distance has truly become king. Thanks for going beyond the course with us from everyone here at CBS Sports and our friends at Microsoft.
While Peyton Manning prepares to make his last rodeo, the NFL will be investigating those HGH allegations that came to light a month ago. We'll bring in our NFL senior columnist Pete Prisco to discuss. So Pete, this investigation is what we all expected to happen, right?
Well, I mean, the NFL has to do the due diligence on it. I don't know how much validity there is to the report. Who knows? I mean, you know, they don't know for sure. And it's going to be tough to prove if they sent it to his wife and his wife was using it. Who knows? And so I think the NFL is doing the right thing by investigating it. I'm not sure you're going to get much out of it.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to even have this report finished by the time the Super Bowl comes around. So it might not even have an effect on Peyton Manning's career if, in fact, this is his last rodeo.
No, but it would affect his legacy. If there was, you know, somebody found out some information that indeed he did use it, I don't know how they'll find that out. But if they did, it could affect his legacy. But you know what? Legacy doesn't keep the light bill on when you're 65 years old either.
No, it sure doesn't. Well, you can keep up with all the latest on this investigation right here on CBSSports.com.